Well, hey everybody, welcome back to Hunk N Junk. Today, what I'm going to do real quick, I'm going to make just a real quick video for you guys, and I'm going to tell you a story while I do it. This is the first real true build I'd ever been a part of. I found this truck way back, probably 2013, 2014, when I very first started messing with press steel toys. This is the very first toy I ever found. Found it in a pick. But anyway, it was a cement mixer, a Strucco, and I wanted to turn it into a flatbed. So let me start wiping this off so we can talk. So I didn't really know what to do. I'd never really messed with metal in any kind of way whatsoever. But I have this really good friend of mine. His name is Jeff. Man, this guy is a true artist, man. I mean, he is something else. He can make anything. He can do anything. He builds cars from the ground up. And, I mean, he's just a true artist, man. He's just one of them people. But anyway, I went to his house. Showed up with this old truck. Said, Jeff, I want me a rollback. I showed him a picture, I think, of a Tonka ramp hoist. That's where I got the idea. I wanted a ramp hoist, but you know as well as I do, them things ain't cheap. So I wanted my own. So got to Jeff's shop. He said, yeah, come on over. We'll look at it. Got to his shop. Got to explain him what I wanted to do. He says, well, he had a table set up there in his shop. He's got a pretty nice shop. He said, there's some paper, there's a marker, and there's a table. So, how about it? Have fun. I'm busy. I said, oh man. So I was like, well, crap, man. I was really hoping that, you know, thinking to myself, hey, I was really hoping he's going to help me out. So I went over and sat down at this table, man. I fooled with this dang truck for the longest time. And I can't weld. Y'all know that. Boy, look at there. Man, look at that patina. So you know I can't weld, right? So I'm sitting there thinking, man, what am I going to do? I want this truck. I don't want to look like a fool. You know, I hadn't known Jeff very long. And so I sat there and thought. And finally I picked up the paper and I just kind of started making my way and trying to figure it all out. And Jeff, he was kind of wandering around, he's working on his hot rod. He has a 35, I think it is. 35 Plymouth Coupe. Really super cool car, man. I mean, this thing is super cool. And he let me drive it one time too, by the way. But anyway, back to my story. So, anyway, I finally had an idea. It's like a little light bulb went off in my head. And I think this truly was the moment that Hunk N Junk was really born. I think this is the moment that Hunk N Junk was born, when I was working on this truck. It was a cement mixer, right? Let me get all down in here real good. I need me some headlights of some kind and put me some wire mesh or something in there for the grill. I've had stuff in there and I've robbed it for other toys. Let me turn that on around here. Boy, that patina's really looking good, man. Daggone. What I'm using here, this is PawPaw sauce. Thanks to my good buddy Rusty Sherrod, he come up with that term, PawPaw sauce. I call everybody PawPaw. But it's Flood Penetrol. Works great on patina. So anyway, back to my story. So, finally came up with it. I was like, daggone, I think I got it. And what it is, let me get down in here real good too. What it was is I had this little lever and I had the gun, and it had this little box. Let me move my Flood Penetrol before I Daggone PawPaw sauce everywhere. PawPaw, I gonna have PawPaw sauce everywhere. PawPaw, shit. But anyway, so I had this little box right here on the bottom, right? So I come up with an idea. I said, hey Jeff, what if we took 2 little rods or something and you welded them in there in that box? And then we took a little plates, you can see in there, welded them in. And he and I together, kind of came up with this little design here, where we used part of the original truck, and it slides back. It's a little tight, but you get the drift. But yeah, so that's the first custom press steel toy I ever really done, and I'm definitely the most proud of it. It's my favorite of all my toys, all my collection. This is the one. I love it more than anything. But he dug this old piece of metal out for me, cut it down, and I just look back on that day, and I remember he and I sitting there laughing and cutting up and playing with this old toy truck when he had a $50,000 car sitting in the corner that was sitting on the lift, and his Plymouth sitting there, and his 55 Chevy sitting there, and all these cool cars sitting around that needed work. I think he had a 69 Camaro convertible in there he was restoring. He had all kinds of cool stuff in there at this time. And he stopped what he was doing, and he and I messed around with this crazy old toy truck. I got him for about, I'd say for about 2 good hours. He messed around with this thing, man, but I'll never forget that. And Jeff, if you're watching, man, thank you for doing this for me. This is something I'll never forget. It's one of my most cherished memories. But I just thought I would get this thing down and apply the PawPaw sauce. That's it. Let's raise that up. I'm going to get it down in here a little bit too. That'll make him look good all over. Now, looks like that's starting to soak in a little bit. So now you can come in and kind of wipe it. Start getting an idea of what it's going to look like. And it'll shine and glisten, man, for a long time. And look how it makes that patina pop. It just really looks great. But anyway, if you like little stories like this, I'll do this kind of stuff more often, and break out some of my other toys and tell you about them while I clean them up and stuff like that. But just like and subscribe, follow down and share down, do all that good stuff for me. And every view helps, every minute you watch helps, every time you hit the like, every time you subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that stuff helps. So keep on watching, keep on hunking, keep on junking. Y'all have a good day.